Election day is approaching Pennsylvania. Fetterman and Oz cannot deliver on what they promise. Why vote for a lying politician you can't trust when you can vote for a politician you know you can't trust? Evil William Penn plots to introduce evil policies to the Commonwealth that will make it the most formidable state in the Union. Evil Penn will strike fear in the hearts of Pennsylvania's enemies and opponents. So on Election Day, vote for victory. Vote for Evil William Penn.
I'm Evil William Penn and I approve this message.
Welcome to the Highly Original Podcast. I'm Joe Martino.
Michael Ioneri.
And we're back with episode 13.
13, my man. Episode 13, brother.
I almost said 12.
But 13, man.
See,
well,
Mike, that's why you're the episode guy.
That's why.
You're the producer here.
All these episode numbers are in my head, swimming around.
Yeah.
Like goldfish.
Like goldfish.
Two lost bowls swimming in a fishbowl year after year. Oh. Little Pink Floyd lyric.
Oh, is that it?
There you go.
It's the second time you mentioned Pink Floyd.
I think it is.
Are you like a big fan of theirs?
I love Pink Floyd.
I did not know that.
I am obsessed with Pink
you.
Floyd. One of my favorite all-time bands.
Literally the first time I've
Are you serious?
Yeah. I don't think you...
Are you serious?
Yes.
I'm
glad
we're getting this live.
I'm not being sarcastic right now.
No, that's great because we've known each other for years.
Yeah,
I thought that would have popped up.
Yeah,
I love Pink Floyd.
Okay.
I love Pink Floyd.
All right.
With everything in me.
Okay.
I had the Comfortably Numb DVD.
I'm just saying it's interesting that I feel like that would have come up before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, it has never. Never came up until now. It's really weird. Well, there you go. 3-4 years later.
No, yeah.
I like Pink Floyd.
But we got some updates with the podcast. So,
sure.
As we mentioned last week, we are now on Spotify.
We are.
So you can find us there if you have an Android phone or a phone that does not take Apple Podcasts. But we are still on Apple Podcasts and YouTube. And we have an Instagram page, which we advise you to check out because we post a lot of,
some good stuff. Can we say highly original stuff? Can we say that?
At this point, do we need to?
People know.
We're
highly original podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we have the more you guys check out our Instagram, we're gonna have a lot of cool stuff coming.
Yeah,
funny little videos, man, behind the scenes clips, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, it's been picking up with the Instagram how much we're posting there.
I mean, our podcast is a baby, still young, man. We're growing, man.
Exactly.
Hey, we're not crawling anymore.
There you go.
We're stumbling.
That's a good way. We're stumbling.
You know what I mean? Well, that's good.
Okay.
That's good. Pretty soon we'll be running. We're not even gonna walk. We're just gonna run. That's how I'm sure of it.
Okay.
We're gonna stumble and then boom.
Boom.
Run far as run.
But, so we have a few more, as we mentioned last time, ad reads.
Right,
We are now selling ad reads, guys. So if you or someone you know has a business or some sort of art, be that musical or visual, they want to get their name out there, they want to get their product's name out there, directly to us because we're.
I think we have some good deals too.
Yeah.
I think some of the best.
So DM us for the details on that. And we'll set you guys up.
Right.
All right. Also, Mike and I have given ourselves titles here at the podcast.
We did. Yeah.
If you saw a certain video on Instagram, you might have seen that.
Yes, that's it, man. Tony Soprano over here,
yes.
man. Joe, I gotta say that was a lot of fun to do that, and you really. Yeah, it was good, man.
The video really did come out well.
There was parts where I felt like you were Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, yeah. It was good.
But, so Mike is the co-host / producer.
Right.
And I am the creative director, or co-host / creative director.
Right.
So, we gave ourselves titles, so...
Yeah, want to just kind of briefly explain?
So, Mike, I think that deserves some of your classic fanfare to add right now.
All
right.
Yes. Boom. There we go. Whatever I just put in here, when it's being edited, it's gonna be great.
Oh yeah. Yeah, just your classical fanfare.
Classic fanfare. Little Easter eggs for the fans.
Yeah. There you go.
I like it.
And I'm trying to think, Mike, was there anything else that I needed to mention with?
I mean, we said the
Updates.
updates.
Oh!
We mentioned the ad reads. We mentioned
Shirts.
Yeah, shirts.
So we are not fully ready to sell shirts, guys, but Mike and I, really Mike, is going to be making some prototypes.
Come on.
And we'll be displaying that on the Instagram fairly soon to kind of give you an idea of what we hope to be going for if we end up doing some giveaways, and then along the line,
for sure giveaways, man.
Some selling.
For sure,
retail.
For sure. We're gonna do a couple of
maybe so we'll see.
Maybe the first 2 mock-ups will maybe make a little giveaway.
Okay.
First 2 highly original shirts ever.
The most highly original
shirts. Podcast shirts, yeah.
So I'd say that's all right. So we got our good
we
updates.
definitely have merchandise coming. We have our little prototypes coming for the gram, obviously.
Yes.
Within the next couple of days. Grand scheme of things, you already know, we're in talks.
All right.
We got big
We're
plans
always scheming and plotting in highly original ways.
Highly original ways.
So, Mike, with that, I got a couple topics. I'll announce our nostalgia top for today. That is the film Superbad.
Superbad.
Yes.
Love Superbad.
Superbad, the iconic high school coming of age comedy from the 2000s.
That really was like the biggest thing as a teen.
Oh yeah, I think it might be one of the best comedies. Yeah. I think it is a great film.
It really is, man.
It
is a great film. Yeah, it is.
You know,
great
a lot
cast.
of people might think, oh, it's just a raunchy
comedy.
No, there's depth to it. It's
the ending is like pretty impactful a little bit. It's like
like it's got some wholesome. To it, like it's
for sure. It's a good movie. That's a great movie.
But we'll be getting into that later.
That's right.
So, Mike, the first thing I wanted to talk about was an experience I had when I was in 3rd grade. So, in 3rd grade, I switched schools. So I started to go to this school in Delaware, actually, northern Delaware. And because as a Pennsylvania kid going to Delaware, it was a small bus because there were only a few other Pennsylvanians going here.
Right.
So, bus was actually a van.
Okay.
And our bus driver would play, what was it? Wired 98.5. Was that like the
98.
Do you remember that?
I feel like what radio station was
Let me see. I'm gonna look this up real quick.
98.5. I don't know, man. I don't like 99.9.
Let's see.
98.9. At this point, I'm just saying numbers that are in the 90s category.
Well, it was. I remember. What station was that DJ? The local Philadelphia DJ, Chio in the morning.
Oh, wasn't that
Wired 96?
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah. What was that radio called? Yeah, Swirly Dare or something like that. The one guy.
Yeah, honestly, I think that radio station's probably like switched formats by now. But
Q102.
Q1.
What was it called? I feel like it was Q102, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I thought it was Wired 98.5.
They were thinking of something.
There was something like that. But anyways.
So this is the van driver.
This was a sorry about that, guys. We were just trying to figure that out, but.
We're good, yeah.
It was, they were playing, so this is about, I'd say 2004.
Okay.
I'm going to go with 2004, 2005. I'm about 9 years old. I'm in 3rd grade. So I'm riding to the bus every morning, and she's playing this radio station for all of us. And it was, the hot, club hits.
Oh.
And they were very inappropriate songs.
For children,
right?
yeah.
And I would be going to school listening to, every morning I'd be sitting there and be listening, and T-Pain's just singing at me. I'm in love with a stripper. She dancing, she moving, she grinding. And I'm just 9-year-old me's mouth agape, what is happening? What's going on? But or it'd be the next day, it would be who was that? like, yeah, it's like Eminem is like 2 to the 4 to the 1 to the 3.
Yeah,
So 9-year-old me's listening to Shake That Ass for Me, Shake That Ass for Me. Like, every morning, like, I'm going to school listening to this at 9 years old, and I remember at one point I told my mom, I came home, I'm like, Mom, they're playing these songs in the morning. The one's called I'm in Love with a Stripper.
And what's that mean, Ma?
No, evidently I did know what it
meant. You did know, yeah.
And I knew that, like,
it wasn't good.
A 9-year-old shouldn't be listening to it. And, like, I think my mom didn't do, like, too much, like, sheltering, which I really honestly appreciate, that my mom raised me like this. Like, if I heard about these things, she would just, like, tell me and explain to me in, like, a mature way.
Right.
And understand. And honestly, that made me not go around, like, repeating these things.
Or sneaking it behind her
back. Yeah, like, I wasn't,
right.
like, going to be, like, talk about. I would know what it is, and I would know, like, oh, I probably shouldn't talk with my fellow third graders about it. Like, so at some point I must have heard the word stripper and asked my mom, and she just explained, like,
that's what it is.
That's how she would be, and honestly, I think it was, I hope my mom's not getting mad at me for saying this, but, I think it was I think it's, like, a healthy way to raise kids.
It's an awesome way to raise kids.
Because I think if you, like, are all, like, secretive, that, like, makes things
helicopter
bad.
parents make
and then,
kids
then your kid does find out about it, and then, like, they are talking about it at school, and they are talking about, like, inappropriate things.
Especially if you're like, no, you can't look at that, don't even say that. Then they're, like, 9 times out of 10 going to want to say or do the exact thing their parents don't want them to do. Whereas, like, your mom, like, I'll explain to you what it is.
Yeah, just,
like,
straight up, and
this
then, like,
is what it is. Like,
and then
now you have that. Now you have that knowledge,
But yeah, I mean, yeah. So I don't know. What do you make of that?
I think that your bus driver.
And you think a bus driver could get away with that now?
No. Okay. Smartphones, man. You don't have no camera on your persons. You know what I mean? Now you have a whole film studio in your pocket. No, dude. Dude, I couldn't imagine.
Now this bus driver was nice. Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah, but still, like, the music.
It was. I do think that it was, like.
I think that's hilarious. Actually.
Oh no, it is.
I think that's hilarious. I think that's hilarious because I remember driving to school, like, with my mom, and, like, my mom and my aunts always playing like, "Baby, don't hurt me no more," like all those club songs, man. And, like,
I think we have a special guest.
Did you hear that, or was I tripping?
Nah, I think. You better go check the door.
I think we do have a special guest. Hang on.
I think
live in the studio, we do have a special guest, I think.
And it is Kitty Kitty. Oh,
what's up, bro?
Yeah, guys, that's right. Mike's cat's name is Kitty Kitty.
It's very easy for an old Italian man to say. That's why we named it that for my grandfather.
All right.
Kitty Kitty.
Yeah, so Kitty Kitty just stopped by. But anyways, Mike, what were you saying?
Well, before my cat rudely interrupted me, I think I was saying something along the lines of my mother would drive us to school with
heavy metal. Yeah.
Not even heavy metal, just like the club, like the like club music, and I do remember hearing a lot of spicy songs when I was a youngster going to school.
Yeah.
I just remember, like, thinking it was hilarious, man. So I couldn't imagine, like, being in your shoes, like the bus driver playing this music.
Yeah, like,
I would have been cracking up the whole time. I was like, is this real?
I don't know. Saying this? And it's just like, but like for me, I was just like, is this like
allowed?
Yeah, like is this like we're just all gonna just be like, yeah.
Yeah, and
this is what it is.
I think the coolest thing about that is it really shows you the times and how they change. Because like, dude, what'd you say, 2005, 2004?
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2000. Yeah, 2004,
2004, yeah, something like that.
Don't make me do math right now. Okay. Yeah. So 2004, 2005, and yeah.
I mean, you can't get away with that stuff, man.
Don't make me do math.
No, I won't. I won't, because then I have to do math, and I am worse at math than you are.
But yeah, I mean, in the time frame, yeah. Like I feel like a bus driver would get fired now for that.
Now the bus driver taking a school, I'm in love with the cocoa. Be like, no, that's not where 9-year-old kids are not listening to this on the way to school. That's not wholesome radio.
No, but
it's not wholesome radio.
It's actually reminded me though. So going to school in Delaware from Pennsylvania, like I would have these longer bus rides, smaller buses. I really was befriended a lot of my bus drivers. They were cool, really nice. I
trustworthy people.
Yeah.
Take you to school.
Put
your life in their hands.
It was kind of unique because there'd be times where you're just in the bus, it's you and one other student, and you're just with the bus driver, and
really,
yeah, you talk to them. They were awesome, and there was one bus driver. She was, I guess this might have been, 2005, 2006. So this is after the Eminem fan.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Eminem T-Pain fan, and that was the year I got Weird Al Yankovic's Straight Outta Linewood album, which I think is a great album. It's where White and Nerdy, that track comes from.
Yeah. Key and Peele are in that too. It's funny.
Yeah, they are in the music video. Yeah, I didn't realize that until later. And
I did not
either. There's Donny Osmond.
Donny Osmond.
Donny Osmond's also in it, and he's making fun of himself, and it's I really respect people when they can make fun of themselves. Like that.
Yeah, because it's humor, man. You gotta.
Yeah, because Weird Al, I'd be yeah, I'm making a song called White and Nerdy, and I want you to be in it. Cause
you're white and nerdy.
Yeah, and he was yep, and
I'm down,
and he commits to the role.
Dude, Weird Al has some bangers, man. He had some songs back in the day, especially.
But yeah, so with this album though, we this bus driver, either she did enjoy it or she just was a nice woman. She would let us listen to that every day.
Really?
Every day.
Nah, she's probably had kids, and she's probably a really nice woman.
Yeah, every day I would get on the bus earlier. I'd hand her the CD. She'd pop it in.
Really? That's nice, man. That's
it was a tradition with my bus, and we would listen to it all the time, and it was like a thing. That was probably my best bus.
Yeah, that sounds nice, man. That sounds really nice.
Yeah, we were all
sounds like a good time.
We were a little group,
It's funny it's funny you said hand a CD over. Maybe some people listening don't even know what that means.
They better.
I hope. I hope they do.
They better.
CD is something that we used to use for music.
So I guess kind of going on that topic though, do you have any experiences like that from your childhood where you look back on and you're yeah, there's no way they could have gotten away with that now?
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. Funny story, we were in music class, and we had two music teachers, and it was I'm not gonna say their names. It was a man, an older man, mm-hmm. and an older female, and I'll never forget. We were being in a loud kindergarten class or first grade class, whatever grade we were in. Mm-hmm. And I remember our music teacher was like, "That's it, guys. I had enough of you. No more noise. For the rest of the class, you're punished." So we're all just trying not to laugh, being quiet. And this one kid, I don't know if it was planned or what, but he said something. And I remember our music teacher was like, "That's it. Come with me." So he goes out in the hallway with her. And we're all just sitting there what's going to happen? And then all of a sudden you just hear she's smacking him. That's what it sounded like. And he's like, "Stop, ow, stop." And she's like, "I told you not to talk." And she's it sounds like she's smacking him. He came back in, and he's holding his arm, and he kind of cracked a smile, but he looked like he was crying. Now as an adult, thinking back on that, I know she really didn't hit him. But could you imagine if a child went home saying, "Mom, our music teacher got mad at us because we were being loud and pulled this kid outside and started hitting him with a roller," and then he came back in class crying. I think I told somebody. I think I was scared to mention that story.
Really?
Yeah. But I remember being a little kid, like, dude, did that just happen? Like,
Yeah.
is that? Are we just gonna act like that didn't happen?
That's funny. Like my parents, you know, like my mom and my grandmother, they went to Catholic school for like a long time. My dad did too for a little bit, and then he switched to public school when they moved out to Chester County. But like, you know, like that's when like the nuns could really hit you.
Yeah, man.
And she would say, like when I asked like when they, because sometimes apparently like, you know, they would hit you within the rules of what was socially acceptable. Then there were like some nuns that would like, you know, take it too far.
Yeah, like
even by like those standards, like even by back those days.
Right.
And I would say like, well, like, did you ever tell your parents? Like, and they'd be like no. If you told your parents, then you'd get spanked by them saying, "Why'd you make sister mad?"
Right. Yeah. right. Nah, real. Yeah, exactly. That was the norm back
like,
then,
you know.
man. That was a normal thing back
Yeah,
then. It's so wild to think like the stuff that won't slide today. Like,
yeah, no, I mean,
I remember my grandmother told me when she was a child, she was in Catholic school.
In Italy, right?
No, in America. My grandmother, my pop's wife.
Yeah.
She was I think 14, 15. Catholic school. And
Was she born in Italy?
No.
Really?
Her parents were. She was conceived in Italy.
Whoa, this is new information.
Yeah, but she would always like speak the language. And,
To me.
like, yeah.
This is like up there with Pink Floyd, guys.
See, there's things you just don't know. Things we don't know.
I don't know. This is the
No, but she.
this
I guess
is the episode of Revelations. Here,
exactly, man, for real. And like, she. Hang on one second. I forgot exactly what I was just gonna say.
So
Hang on. Because I don't want to make it seem like I forgot. I was gonna go right into it. I was saying she. Oh, okay. So she told me the story like the nuns, the sisters would say like the world was ending or something like that. I forget what was happening, but they said the world's ending, and like do like frightening stuff, man. She told me like one time, like there was this thing with Jesus' face, and I forget exactly what it was, but the way she explained it made so much sense. And like there was like a hole in the mouth, and like the nun would like stick her tongue out of Jesus' mouth and like scare like my grandmother and like classmates. You get hit, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what. Like she would tell me some stuff, man. I just think like, wow, I'm glad I didn't. See,
that almost makes me think like
they would say, like, "Hurry up, the world's ending. You better run home." Like they told my grandmother stuff like that.
See, like that makes me think like, I think stories like that was like there was not as much like checks and balances at schools.
Yeah.
So like I think like these individual nuns, like I don't think that was like what they were being told.
No, right.
I think it would be individual nuns that would just like go
tired with everything.
They would go rogue, and then like there was no one to check them.
Exactly.
I think that's like what happened a lot, like because like. You know, my mom talking at the old school Catholic school, like she said, like there were plenty of nuns who were like lovely.
Yeah, no, for real, man.
And were great educators.
But the ones that weren't.
But then there would be like ones that like, as you said, like they were like tired or like they were like disaffected.
Right, and I mean, I'm sorry, like as good as it is, like if I had to go to school every day knowing like, oh, it's all rainbows and sunshine, but there's that one time where I get hit, dude, that's all I think about. Like I don't want to get hit at all. Like going to school.
I remember this was something my grandmother told me when she went to Catholic school. This is like 30s, 40s, right? And there was one point where there was like a particularly like mean nun that was like, you know, would go outside the bounds of like, you know,
abuse.
Essentially,
bro.
It wasn't like just being like corporal punishment, like you know.
It was
this was like, you know, bad. Like this is like even by those standards, if like other nuns walked in, they might have been like, whoa.
Exactly.
Like, like. And it was like she was in 7th grade, so like the boys were getting like bigger at this point. You know, they're starting to get bigger.
Right.
And it was an older nun, and she like hit this one kid, and he had enough, and he charged at her, and like 2 other guys had to grab him.
Really?
To keep him from like going at her, because
man, that's abuse, bro. Yeah, that like all over time.
He was like done. And like the other 2 students, like you know, they were probably like 12, 13, but like they had the wherewithal to be like, oh, yo, we gotta hold Ryan down, like, you know.
Hey.
But
Dang,
I mean,
man.
all right, and to attest, as I've talked about many a times, you know, I did go to Catholic school. I was educated by nuns. I have like nothing but love for the nuns.
Right. Modern times, man.
And I had a good experience
Right.
with Catholic education. You know, I got a lot of family that's involved in it, so. You know, my mom was a Catholic school teacher. I don't know
That's
if I
awesome.
told you that,
Yeah.
And then my aunt's a nun, actually.
Really?
So yeah, like, yeah, I you know, so I don't want people to think like
You're anti.
Because I also don't like the stereotype that like nuns like just beat children.
Beat children, right?
It's like, no, they dedicate their lives to a mission and educate, and you know.
That's what it is, man.
They're people, so they're bad ones.
Right.
Like, you know,
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's just, like you said, they went rogue. There was no checks and balances.
Yeah.
That goes with everybody. Babysitters, nurses. I mean, that's everywhere.
Exactly. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up, but kind of I think our next topic, we are sticking with kind of that middle school, elementary school thing.
Smelled already.
What was like your first foray into deodorants and colognes, Mike?
It was definitely Old Spice. But
wow,
yeah, my mother made sure
you were an Old Spice guy.
My mother made sure I had the Old Spice. I remember my mom would I was like 4 or 5 years old putting deodorant on, but I think it was a kid deodorant at the time. I remember
Old Spice like sport. What?
It was Old Spice.
What scent did you wear?
Old Spice. I think it was like the plain Old, it was just called Old Spice. I think Old Spice Sport. I think.
Yeah,
it was like the red bottle.
Yeah.
Looked like a beige
blue.
kind of. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was like blue inside. Yeah, no. They gave that to us, I think, like when we were going through puberty in like my school.
Oh, really?
It was
Dang, lucky, man.
So it's like might have been a pretty passive aggressive
way
action. They were like, "Yo, we gotta get these kids not smelling." I don't know. But I remember my first foray into it all was I keep saying foray.
Oh, that's a good word.
Is it a good word?
All
right, should we stick with that? All right.
Classy.
No, but Axe body spray.
Yeah, that
Axe deodorant.
That's what I adopted.
Yeah, that was
later on.
And it's like funny because it's like I thought they were like the coolest things.
Right.
But you like look back, Axe body like that is like Axe deodorants are some of like the nerdiest
chocolate one
things. Like it's always like it's like ice fire dragon like inner fox like
inner fox
fire fox like
passive aggressive raccoon.
Yeah, like it's always like these mystical creatures that like they name their things like passion scent dragon fire like
right like
travel size
there you go.
But yeah, I mean I remember like I would wear like the Axe deodorant and it was like so I guess I did it like enough that like I even had at least like one friend like would recognize me from like my Axe.
Were you ever told that you wore too much Axe? Because Axe was like that. Axe was like a strong.
I don't know if that's what this friend was trying to tell me.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I switched. I mean, but you remember the Axe commercials? They were ridiculous. It would be like, some like skinny guy. He like puts some Axe on, and then like, all of a sudden like this girl's just like. Walks by like smells and like her eyes light up and she just like starts like touching him.
Yeah,
and it's like Axe body spray.
It never happened like that.
And it's like
it never worked. Nah, I do remember those commercials. They were nutty.
Yeah, like they were
definitely wild. And I guess I wonder if they still do funny commercials like that.
But I'm also like, did like any like adult men actually? I feel like it was like this is like a teenage.
Yeah, do you wear Axe as a grown man? I don't.
No.
I don't. Unless I'm like desperate and like I'm not home, and like there's just like someone has like Axe body spray, like my brother, if he had it, which he doesn't wear either.
I use, like Gillette.
Gillette.
Like Gillette.
That's the man can get. That's the man can get.
Gillette, and then
I love.
I got my cologne. I got my cologne that I wear.
I got your cologne.
Started getting the colognes.
I love cologne.
How about you? You cologne guy?
I love cologne. Versace, Polo. I love
like. So you do what? Eros, Versace.
Yeah.
So I tried that. I didn't like it. I didn't like the scent.
I feel like I showed you my bottle
smell.
one time.
No, I'm just kidding.
God dang it!
I'm just calling you out right now.
Just calling it right now for like bad.
You smell like garbage, Mike. No. No.
Anybody got any Axe?
Yeah.
It's our first plug of the day.
Yeah.
No.
So.
I mean, dude, it was a phase.
So you like
Axe was a phase, man.
What are some others?
No, it's a Polo, Versace. I mean, that's like the two that I always
I
remember. So
wear
mine.
Giorgio
Armani.
Yeah.
I like Giorgio Armani.
Oh, mine. Aqua di Gio.
Aqua di Gio.
Yeah.
Aqua di Gio's good. There's a lot of good colognes out there, man. A lot of good scented colognes that don't have crazy animal wizardy names like Axe.
Like Hidden Panda, Crouching Tiger.
Yeah, right. Passion Fruit Zebra with a touch of Angst.
Yeah. But you know,
no,
we like just touch on that.
We prefer mature colognes. Now.
Mature colognes.
No, I definitely did go through my Axe phase. But Old Spice was my original, like.
Old Spice. All right, yeah.
Yeah, my grandfather always wore Old Spice.
That's definitely classier than Axe.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. Axe. I'm not coming at Axe. I think Axe is, it's great for the 12-year-olds.
But I thought I was so cool with that.
Dude, I thought I was down one. I did.
Yeah.
I did. I thought I was down one.
Down one.
The Dapper Down.
No, yeah, down one.
I thought I was classy, but I was just a little kid who smelled like fiery pigeon soul or whatever cologne I had at the time.
Essence of alligator.
Yeah, essence of a hippo attack.
Yeah.
Makes you smell like a man.
And gets you girls.
Yeah.
They're just gonna start rubbing.
They're just gonna jump on you.
They're gonna rub your pectorals.
Just like in the commercials. Yeah. Yeah, nah, man. Cologne ads, I think, are always like that, though.
Nah, yeah.
And so, yeah, it always is like that. I think Axe today.
But I think, perfume commercials are like crazy acid trips.
Really, they are.
Especially, I think, like, women's perfumes are, like, the weirdest.
Are you sure about that? You think so? You seen Adam Driver? Adam Driver's cologne? He's, like, racing a horse on the beach, and then becomes, like...
Isn't he with Lana Del Rey?
No.
You didn't see that one?
I didn't see that one.
That was one because it's, like, a scent for a man and a woman, so it was, like
no, it's just, like, he's just racing a horse.
Wait, you said it's Jared Leto?
No, it's Adam Driver. Kylo Ren. It's just Kylo Ren running on a beach like Rocky and Apollo Creed with a horse. And then like at the end he like jumps in the ocean and it's like
he becomes a seahorse.
A perfume or perfume or whatever it's called. I don't even know.
Oh,
and then
perfume.
Yeah, like some crazy like beautifully said like French name that I can't say.
I remember there was like, but like, yeah, like they're just weird. Like I remember there's one like literally that makes me laugh. It was like with Natalie Portman, and I think it was like, was it Dior? Here, look it up real quick.
Yeah,
so I got the brand right, but it's like all these like little like scenes, and it's like she's like fighting with like this French guy. He's like, I love you, and she's like, prove it, and then like that's it, and. Like then she starts like lip singing like "Chandelier" by Sia, and like it's like blaring. It's like I wanna swing. And it's just like insane like vignettes of her just like dancing and like fighting with this guy and then like kissing him.
Hey,
and then
man.
she's like, she looks at the camera. She's like, and you, what would you do for love? And it's just like Dior. Like,
I'm buying Dior. That's what I'm doing for love, man.
That's what's like.
No, that's what you would do.
Get Dior so you can be in a relationship with like a psychotic.
Get Dior and become toxic.
Yeah,
Get in like the most toxic relationship possible.
Yeah.
All on camera for a commercial. Yeah. I think Dior's great.
At least you're dating Natalie Portman. But
I mean, yeah, that's probably the best part about that deal. It's like the only good part.
The downside is she's insane.
She's not
it's an
happy
insane
with
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, she's not happy at all.
She's not happy. The catch is she's not happy.
She's not happy at all. She's not happy about this.
But
I would say it's a highly original commercial.
I will give that to our perfume directors out there. They do make highly original content.
Yo, guys, Mike here. Are you still looking for new music? I mean, really? Well, if you fall into that category, I have just the guy for you. P. Danks mixes pop and rock together like no one I've heard before. And this next single he wrote in Switzerland is a tribute to a good friend who lost a loved one. Not only is it one of a kind, but it has a great message that only the Dank man could get across. So be sure to check out all P. Danks music on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube.
Spin me round just one more time. Spin me round cause I don't feel right. In my head you were always right, but you spin me round just one more time. Spin me round just one more time. I'll make you proud just one last time. I'll make you proud, you'll see I'm fine.
Alright guys, we're still joined by Kitty here.
He's just like pacing around at this
Yeah,
point.
I'm gonna go let him upstairs. Actually.
You think that's what he wants?
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to do.
I feel like he's like challenging us. I feel like he's challenging us for co-host.
Honestly, I feel like your cat is like one of the most like passive cats I've ever met.
No, he is the coolest
Yeah,
cat.
I
Like,
feel
not
like
just because he's mine. He's
a cool cat. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he's a cool cat. I mean, he's the bee's knees.
He's a cool cat.
Oh, yeah.
So, super bad.
Super bad. Super bad, so bad that I just coughed.
So where would you rank Superbad in like? I don't know. What was it, high school comedies, teen comedies?
I'd say high school comedies, man.
Alright, so high school comedies.
Well, I mean,
Where would you rank that?
well, hang on. I don't know if I want to call it a high school comedy now.
So on Wikipedia, we have coming of age teen buddy comedy film.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah,
It's a coming of age teen buddy film at number 1.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's the number 1 coming of age teen buddy film. That helps.
But what about Mean Girls?
Mean Girls, I have not seen. I'm
All right,
so sorry. Joe,
You're gonna have to watch that because we need to do.
I'll definitely watch it. I'll watch.
That is a touchstone of like 2000s.
Really?
Like,
I definitely heard of Mean Girls. I mean, for sure, I heard of Mean
that
Girls.
was like, yeah.
But I did not watch Mean Girls, and I'm very sorry about that. To all the Mean Girl fans out there that
It's pretty funny, and it was made by Tina Fey, who is from Delaware County.
Okay.
And she based it off her experience in high school in Delaware County. So
is
it
it
20 minutes from here, man?
Is it raunchy comedy like super bad, or is it more like
Okay,
high school
no,
musical?
it is a lot cleaner than super bad.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's something.
But
Can you
still fun. But
categorize?
still funny. Still funny though. It's not like
It holds its weight next to super bad in terms of comedy, but not so much the the
it's not as
raunchiness and
well,
the vulgarity and
it's exploring like different topics.
right.
But yeah, Superbad is the 2007 film that was directed by Greg Motola and produced by Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow, man.
And it stars Jonah Hill, Michael Cera, Bill Hader, Emma Stone, and Christopher Mintz-Plasse. And wow, I think that's the first time I've seen his name. That's the guy who plays McLovin.
Right, yeah. Because I was wondering, I was like, wait, who's playing McLovin?
He's got a big name. But it was written by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, and I've actually seen an interview. Seth Rogen and this guy Evan Goldberg, they wrote the idea for this movie like when they were kids.
Really?
And it was years later that
That's
they got
awesome,
it
man.
produced. But basically, the plot of this film is the two characters played by Michael Cera and Jonah Hill, Seth and Evan. They're in their senior year of high school. They've been childhood best friends, and they're about to go to different colleges. And kind of, Evan's like the smarter one, and Seth's kind of more, like
the
goofier guy.
stoner. Just say it. He's more like.
Is he a stoner in the movie?
I think so.
I don't know if he was. I don't.
Well, I think he was, man.
Or is he just a stoner type?
I guess you could say stoner type. I don't know if you see him smoke.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's
It's like kind of implied
like
or something.
implied.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember that part because I don't. You know, I know that they get drunk. That's like
Yeah, they
like
get-
the
for
big
sure.
point of the film. But you know, they're like nerds. They're about to go to different colleges, and Seth is really anxious about them being separated. And they also have this friend, and his name is Fogel. And he is more famously known as McLovin
Yeah.
because of something he does, which we'll get to. So, you know, both Seth and Evan have love interests who are a little bit more popular, and their goal is, I think, essentially, is that they do not want to be virgins going into college.
Right.
You
That's
know,
like the
kind
premise.
of guys, you know, a classic trope of like teen comedy.
Right.
You know,
Busting each
we
other.
gotta lose our virginity.
Yeah,
That's
like-
the you know, so that's like their goal, and they're trying to get into a party they're trying to get to, I think, Emma Stone's character, who's
Yep.
Seth's love interest. She's hosting a party, and Seth promises to bring booze because this is his way. This is their way to impress these girls. So it kind of starts out. I'm already laughing because my favorite scene is coming up. Their plan is, you know, they have to get the booze, so they get a fake ID from
Right.
Fogel. So he gets the fake ID, and the ID is just the worst fake ID ever. Because you know the film takes place somewhere in like continental America, but it's a Hawaii state license. It only says McLovin. There's no first or last name. It just says
McLovin.
And he's like, it says he's like 35 or like 25, like, you know. So Seth, this is like the best line in it is McLovin. Like why would it be McLovin? Like what would make you choose this? He's like getting so mad, and like Fogel's like, oh, it was between that and Mohammed, and Jonah Hill playing Seth. Look, dude, I dead ass think this is the funniest part of the whole film. He says, "Why the would it be between that and Mohammed?" You know, because like Fogel is you know, he's white, like he's not like there's no like like it would be an illogical choice for him to pick Mohammed, and then he's just like, Mohammed's the most common name in the world. Read a book. Like he's just so like, you know, like,
It's like Napoleon
that is
Dynamite.
like Jonah Hill's exasperation in that moment. I feel like we've all felt that at some point.
For
Just like,
sure, man.
what?
What are you thinking? Like,
You know, so they end up still going to buy the liquor with the ID, and then they get separated because there's a robbery at the liquor store.
yeah, that's when the cops
And then
introduced.
the cops, played by Bill Hader and Seth Rogen, they like kind of take McLovin and like kind of do a ride along with him.
Yeah.
Like he has a whole side adventure while the two main guys continue with their quest to find booze. And
Booze
it takes
and get
them
to
through
the
all
house.
these wacky and uncomfortable situations. And ultimately they do get the booze there, you know, and then spoilers, guys. So stop
Stop listening if you didn't see this film.
They get the booze to the party. They get really drunk. Everyone but Fogel does lose his virginity. He's the only one out of the three that does.
Yeah, he did, man.
He does.
Yeah, he did.
And the two other ones, you know, they end up kind of getting drunk, and you know, Evan realizes like that's not, you know, he doesn't want to do that. Like, you know, he doesn't want it. He does like this isn't what he wanted. He really likes this girl.
He wants to seal the deal. Right. He's trying to be like classy about
and,
it.
Like, Jonah Hill's Seth makes a fool out of himself and kind of breaks to Emma Stone. He's like, I just wanted you to think I was cool, and you know, and then they end up both getting dates with these these girls.
Yeah, they did,
know,
man.
in
It
the
was
very final scene, and they reconcile the tension that they have with each other and accept that their friendship can survive.
Right.
Separate colleges.
Man.
But
I forget, where's Fogel at this point? Like, when does he come back? Like,
I forget how he
McLovin.
He dodges he gets away from the cops somehow, but then the cops end up busting the party.
Yeah.
And they find him in the bedroom with the girl.
Now, am I going crazy? Or at the end of it, wasn't it like Jonah Hill's character Seth and who's the other?
Emma Stone?
No.
Michael Cera. Oh, they run away.
Chained up or something, and like.
No, I think they run. I think.
Or is it not super bad?
They're able to help each other drunkenly away from the getting in trouble with the cops.
Right.
And then they reconcile, and it's a
right.
pretty endearing moment.
Yeah, no, it is.
I think the movie is like, enough with the synopsis kind of breaking down. I do want to discuss the meat of this.
Yeah.
I do think this film really does a good job portraying male friendships at that age.
It does, man.
I really do.
It does. Let me ask you this. Is this where Jonah Hill's dressed up like a hot dog? Saying, ask me about my wiener.
No,
or is this not it?
I don't think that's even Jonah Hill.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
What movie do you know?
That's like...
That's
the
not...
one where they make like a fake university. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Man, that's... for some reason I thought that was Jonah Hill in this movie.
Let me type that up, but... No, you wanted to touch on how it does portray like...
No, like it does... I mean, like, growing up as a kid, man, growing up as a young man, like... That's how it was, man. I mean, it was funny. We were all, like, always, like, busting on each other, like, coming crazy at each other, and, like...
But, like, also, like...
Competition, but, like...
That brother...
Yeah, it always...
And, like,
at the end of the day, though, it's always, like you said, the brotherhood. Like, it's the best way to put it.
And I like when they're all, like, drunk, and they're telling, like, I care about you so much. Like, and then, like, the one guy, like, boops the other guy, and he's like, boop. like, they're all drunk, but, like, yeah, I really think it's a good, there's a wholesomeness to it. Despite, as we've mentioned, it is raunchy. It's a raunchy
It's a very raunchy film, yeah.
I
feel like Bill Hader does Star Wars impressions in this.
Does he?
In the cop car.
Are at the bar. Because
at the bar, yeah, what happened at the
bar?
bar?
McLovin, like, has this whole, like, side adventure with the cops.
Oh, my God, I forgot the bar, man.
And at the end, like, the cops even revealed to McLovin they knew he was a teenager faking. And they're like, yeah, we just wanted to prove to you, like, not all cops are lame. Like, we're cool. Like,
yeah, like the cops, like the biggest kids in the store.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
like, at the end, they take their patrol car and they, like, shoot it up. Because they let McLovin shoot his gun. Like, they, like, burn it.
We're cool cops, man.
Yeah, like...
Nah, that was such a funny movie. I know,
Who's your favorite character?
My favorite character is Seth. Jonah Hill's character.
Now, Seth, I was going to say...
I want to clarify real quick. Earlier, I said about, like, Stoner Pothead. I thought you were talking about Seth Rogen. I didn't think you were talking about Jonah Hill's character, Seth. I know, but I miss... He's just a cop. He's not a stoner, but I misunderstood what you said. Totally misunderstood what you said.
I mean, you could maybe make the argument that Seth...
Nah, Seth's more like an alcoholic. Not more of a stoner. I think he's more of a drinker.
I think he's just like a... Kind of supposed to be like, they're the nerds.
He's nerdy. He's nerdy. He's a harsh nerd.
Yeah, he's like kind of a... He's a nerd, but he's not necessarily like an intellectual, though.
Right.
So,
he's more like what's the word? Like a meathead, I guess. Like
Nah, because he's not like imposing either.
Yeah.
He's just like kind of a...
He's just there. Yeah. He's a nerd that's there, man.
He's very aggressive and
he's not... Language. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's not nerdy as in like, oh, you dropped my books. Like, I feel like he'd tell you to go like F off.
Yeah,
he's like
don't say that to me.
Yeah, I mean, he's not someone to be taken serious, like taken lightly.
I love the part though, like he shows like how like they are like nerdy and stuff. They're like the one girl's talking to Michael Cera's character Evan, and she's like, I never really see you at any parties, and he's like, oh no, I party all the time, just like the last weekend. Oh, it was crazy, and it shows a flashback, and it's just him. It's like him, Seth, Jonah Hill,
Jonas, yeah.
and
Fogel.
and they're just drinking like they stole their parents like beer from like a party that the parents are hosting, and they're just in the basement just drunk like dancing to something, and it's like the funniest scene. He's like, yeah, I got really wild, like.
Dude, when that movie came out though, man, I feel like that was what everybody in their teen years wanted. I feel like everybody wanted to have that experience. Like, I feel like everybody wanted to have that like crazy party experience.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think everybody wanted to shoot up a cop car with a bunch of cops and like meet the cool cops, but that's something too that would have been nutty.
No,
but like growing up, I remember we would like, at least like as we got older, we would base like a lot of our like humor off Superbad. Or, scenarios like in Superbad.
Yeah.
Like
No, I mean I think it's a hilarious film, even though I think most people probably don't relate to the grandness that's depicted in the film.
I want to live that life.
The exploits there, but like I think a lot of the common things like the concerns about your status,
Right.
be that losing your virginity before college,
Right.
or getting booze because that's the only way you're gonna be able to impress that girl.
Impress that girl at her party, yeah.
Or thinking, oh my gosh, she's so awesome, she would never even look at a guy like me.
Right.
What's gonna happen to our friendship once high school ends? What happens once high school ends?
Yeah,
like that's
a big
whole new era.
Man, I mean,
so I think like there's a lot of relatable stuff, even though it is somewhat grandiose. But I don't think they do anything too ridiculous.
No, nothing
or
like
unbelievable in that movie.
It's not slapstick comedy.
The cop.
That
like that.
But they were also drunk. So I mean.
Yeah, but
it could, but it wouldn't.
Less realistic, but I feel like the Jonah Hill and Michael Cera storyline, like that is.
Well, that's fascinating, man.
That's why I think it's a good film.
Seth Rogen wrote that.
It's not too outlandish.
It's not like that's like you could probably relate to some of your like memories. Like, oh man, that kind of reminds me of Superbad. At least I can, like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, like
for sure, like.
Even like the dynamic between like their friendship, like like I really do think that is a good. That film does show a good example of like true male teenage friendship.
Right. Like, for sure it does, man. Loyalty, you know what I mean? Loyalty is such a strong thing in that. Like, they're upset that they're going to be going a different. Like, they can't handle the fact that they're going to be not together all the time anymore, and then. It is a coming of age film.
It's not always like macho-ness with like friendships. Like they care about
each other. Yeah, we talk, man. Like
like they support each other.
Exactly.
Like,
right. Exactly.
So I do like that film for that, and I do love like a lot of the lines. Like I do like the one scene when Jonah Hill decides he's gonna go and try to buy the liquor.
Yeah.
He's like thinking of different ways. The first scenario is. He imagines himself helping an old lady picking up like her bottles that she dropped, and she's like, "Oh, thank you, young man. Would you like me to buy you some liquor?" And then like it goes back to him, and he's like, "Obviously that didn't happen."
Right.
And the one where he takes the bottle, the security guard's like, "Don't do it," and then he throws the bottle at the security guard. Security guard takes it, smashes it on the wall. And slices Jonah Hill's throat, and he like dramatically collapses while music starts like
like all intense, like
bleeding out,
flashes back.
Then it goes back to him, and he's like looking at the security guard. And he's like, "All right, I can't." And he just walks out. He walks out of the store. I can't do it.
I like that they showed you the scenarios.
It's like these crazy things he thinks.
Would you like me to buy you some?
He thinks might happen. Like
The throat slashing was far-fetched.
That's one of the funniest scenes,
sure.
I think, is his face as he's like, because like they do it very like kind of over the top, like
right.
He's like collapsing to the floor. It's like a clearly like prosthetic neck.
And Jonah Hill, man, is such a fantastic like comedic actor. He really can make anything hilarious. Like, and I love the dialogue in the film. Like a lot of it's just like buddy like talk, like you and me would talk, like just regular conversation.
Fun fact, I did want to say, Jonah Hill. So the guy who played Fogel, Christopher Mintz-Plasse. I feel bad, man. I'm a big fan, but the name's a little, it's tripping me up a little bit.
It's crazy.
Jonah Hill, when they did a screen test with him and Christopher, there, Jonah hated him.
Really?
He was like, I do not want him to be cast as Fogel. Like, I hate this guy. So then they cast him as Fogel on purpose because there's a lot of tension between Fogel and Seth in the film.
Wow. That's fascinating, man.
Like, they're friends, but like Seth kind of doesn't like Fogel.
Right.
Like, you know. And so
That's
some of what you're seeing on screen, like his irritation
It's like real.
with Christopher Mintz-Plasse, it's like he actually didn't like him when they were filming it.
I never.
I think
read
they've
that
become
story.
friends since.
They have to, man.
But like,
I
yeah,
hope.
he like did not like him.
That's actually like interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah, that's
a lot of what you're seeing is like real.
Yeah, like he's actually, and that's why I think like the lines he delivers, like when he's insulting him, are so good because like there's some real.
Yeah, there's like right, exactly.
You know,
like
he's
the
channeling his
whole
actual.
McLovin and Muhammad thing. What
that's
the
my,
dick? And, like
that's my favorite. I think that's my favorite line. His face when he says, "Why?" Like it's like the best.
I gotta rewatch Superbad, man. I really
Yeah.
do. I forgot how good of a movie that was.
No, I think it's fantastic, and
Like, dude, it was so iconic and
Oh, yeah.
popular. Everybody was watching
you know,
Superbad.
and I love Michael Cera. I mean,
Dude, I like a page on Facebook, and it's called the same picture of Michael Cera every day.
Yeah,
And it
I've
literally
heard of
is.
it.
Every day they upload the same picture of him.
that's awesome.
And I'm glad they still do. You're strong, man.
Yeah, he went on to be in. He's in a few films that I love. Superbad,
Right?
Year One with the
Year One's
stars.
good, yeah.
You seen that one?
Year One's great, yeah.
Then we can do it. We can do an
We can
episode
do Year One
on
next
that.
time, yeah, man. Might as well, the next episode.
We might see. I was
That would
like,
be a good sequel to Superbad, because
that's
it's a lot of the same
that
creators.
was
Like,
almost like so obscure. I'm kind of surprised you saw that one.
Yeah,
I
man.
thought that was like a movie that like kind of only I saw.
nah, man.
I should watch it with my family. But when we do the episode, we'll talk about
We'll
it.
talk, yeah. I feel like that whole...
And Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That was good. Scott Pilgrim
That's
versus the World
a
was a good one.
fantastic film. Yeah, so I like Michael Cera. What were you saying?
Michael Cera. I'm just trying to think of another Michael Cera film that I could add. Because I feel like a lot of them, they all act together. Like a lot.
Yeah, there was like a group. I mean, they were all in the This Is the End together.
Right.
Like kind of that brought like the whole
Now,
collection.
real quick, day one, Jack Black was in that, right?
Year One.
Year one, he was in that, right?
Oh yeah, he's like
He was like the main,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
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 right, yeah. That was a great movie.
that is.
That was a great
All right,
movie.
we're gonna, all right.
But that's
We're
next
gonna
time.
do it. We're
That's
gonna
next
do
time.
it.
I know, like growing up, I had a McLovin flag, and it was like his idea as a flag. I don't have it no
I had
more.
a shirt as
McLovin shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was just one of those most iconic things. The McLovin.
Oh, it was.
It was like almost like up there with like Pedro from what's the movie called? Rob Schneider and like guy from-
Napoleon Dynamite.
what's the movie called? Benchwarmers. It's almost like that.
I remember that one. I don't remember that. I didn't watch it though, but I do remember that
Yeah.
being.
I just feel like in the end of that one, that guy Pedro is like obviously like a 45-year-old man, and yeah, he wants to play on this like little league team with these kids, and like his birth certificate's like written in crayon. Like that and the McLovin idea are just two of the funniest for me, and like what? Like this is not real ID.
Now, I guess real quick before we close up today, do you think that like comedy movies like that like are dead? Do you think there'll be a resurgence?
There's going to be a resurgence.
Because I honestly
Even
think,
if we have to make a
I think they
resurgence.
started to fall away by the early 2010s. Like
I don't
like
think
that. Those kind of comedy movies.
Project X, I feel like, was the last big
What about
Superbad type.
Bridesmaids was pretty big.
Bridesmaids.
I
What
guess,
else?
Amy Schumer had a few, but in the end, I feel like they're not as big
No.
as they were like the 2000s, like Anchorman,
Due Date.
Talladega Nights, Superbad, as we mentioned,
Right,
like,
Talladega.
Mean Girls, like you had like a lot of these comedies that were like people like went in mass to see them.
Right,
I feel like
set the
people
bar.
don't do that anymore.
They definitely don't, man.
Those types of comedies. You might
They
have like
definitely don't.
highbrow comedies that get good critical acclaim. I've seen like you know, a lot of dark comedies are pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Would you classify like The Hangover and Superbad in the same category? Without the coming of age,
in a broad sense.
Right. Not without the coming of age part.
In a very broad sense of like a standard comedic film.
Yeah, right. I feel like personally, I feel like after Hangover, like 2, is when you kind of start to see that decline really like become more evident. Like, dude, these comedies aren't funny anymore. Like, what's going on? Like, it's like they're forcing the plot down my throat, and I'm not laughing.
Yeah, I mean, like I still think you do have good comedies, but they're like highbrow. They're like you know, more. Not to say that these films are like stupid, but like, you know, the comedy's more like.
It's like
it's not like laugh out loud funny the whole time.
No,
You know, it's more of like dramedies. That's what I'm saying.
Dramedies,
there's a lot of dramedies now, which I love. I'm a big fan of.
You're a fan? See, I like comedies, man. Superbad style.
I like both. I like
both.
both. But you know, just because I like dramedies doesn't mean I think the comedy should be extinct.
No, of course.
So like that's what I'm saying. But you think that there will be
I think there'll be
a resurgence in the comedy film?
I think so.
Okay.
Even if we have to usher it in, my man, because we're growing.
Usher it in.
We're expanding.
All right.
I got scripts.
Do you?
I got scripts.
Okay.
They're pretty funny. Pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right. Nah, I'm just messing with you.
Joe and me had like a stare down of like, are you sure you have scripts that are funny?
But Dennis, just you know, shout out, man. How you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Hi, Dennis.
All right, guys. So we are all set with today. Please remember to, you know, follow us on one your preferred streaming platform, because now we're
on everything.
We're on
Spotify, Apple, YouTube.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. And if you need to advertise something, product or art, or anything, DM us on Instagram.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So with that, take care.
Guys, have a good one.